start recording, and we're going live.
Right now?
Yep. You can start sharing.
Do we have an intro, or is it just automatically live?
It's live for a second, and it's kind of like this static, and then we have that little intro before you get started.
Ping, ping.
Ping, ping.
Ping, ping. Ping, 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 motherbox.
Michelle's on.
What's up, Chris?
Where you like it.
Okay.
Chris Michelle joined, Michael Aragon, John McCloskey.
Awesome. Welcome. Good morning. Happy Friday. Friday.
Friday the 30th.
It is
Jason
Friday
Wells
the
is on.
30th.
All right.
I don't know. All right, so let's get this into...
Get it shared. As soon as we get everything shared, then we'll get going, guys.
Sorry, we don't have a fancy intro to play while we're sharing like we do for the stream sale. Roundup.
I thought we'd do it differently on this one.
How's your week? How's everybody's week? Hopefully you guys are having a great week.
Hey guys, there's a poll up there. Make sure. Oh man, let's see. It says publish now.
Let's see if I can share this
Publish
to
now.
Rocky Mountain.
I just added some polls, guys. If you'd like to try one of those.
And the last one is the Colorado Toy and Comic Society. What's up, Tommy? Share in a group. Colorado Toy and Comic Society. Right there. And so this video is now live in the 3 groups. Oh, there we go. House of X Krakoa. What is that?
Does it show up?
Let's see. This is what it looks like. Where did that... Oh, yeah. It's right there. I'm going to go with Universal Antibiotics for myself.
All right.
Good morning. Welcome to Friday Final Order Cutoff Roundup Live. John here. Got Dom in the house running the computers.
That's right. Let's get it going. Oh, I got to get to our page, make sure everything's good.
So we do this show every Friday morning. You don't have to watch it live with us. We thank those of you who are joining us to watch it live with us right now. But you can always view this recording, this video, on our Facebook page, and then you can also watch it on our YouTube channel, this will be the 3rd video on our YouTube channel, which is pretty cool. But we're trying to get this out there for you as a resource, A, to let you know how comic book ordering works, and B, to make sure that you have access to all of the comics that you would like to order. Yeah, I guess that's it. Is that my summary? I don't know. So Final Order Cutoff is something that is done every week. I do FOC here at the store every Monday. It's different titles every Monday, and it is our last chance as a comic book store to adjust my numbers either up or down before the title ships out to the shop. Usually, it's around a month before the books ship out. The stuff that's on FOC this Monday, September 2nd, is going to be in stores September 25th. So we've got about 23 business days for this FOC from the last time that I'm manipulating my numbers to when the books are actually hitting the floors at the store. And FOC is basically the last chance that you guys have to tell us that you would like something, so that we can guarantee that you will get whatever it is that you want. If you want, 10 copies of this or 5 copies of that, if you're a speculator, awesome. No judgment whatsoever. As long as you let me know before FOC ends, which is technically Monday at midnight Eastern time. We put the caveat in there that we're taking orders through Monday at 5 p.m. Mountain time, because I don't want to be messing around on my laptop at 10 o'clock Mountain time to catch FOC for folks. So as long as you let us know by 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time on Monday, September 2nd, any of this stuff is accessible to you within reason. There are some, like we'll walk you through the whole process. We're gonna, instead of all of this stuff with Comics Pro and YouTube, we're gonna shift over to a green screen that has our blog post on it. At the bottom of our blog post is a huge table that has everything that's available on this week's FOC. Some of the stuff that's on there are ratio incentive variants, 1 in 25s, 1 in 50s. That stuff is obviously not open to order. I can't just order you a 1 in 50 variant, because we as a store have to order 50 copies of the main cover to be able to get one of those 1 in 50 ratio variants. But that's something where if you're super interested in that exclusive variant, and we as a store are not hitting that threshold, reach out to us and we'll let you know what we do for folks in that situation. We've done it a couple of times. We've done it with Oscar.
Dennis DePue.
I think Jeremiah at some point.
Dale Worcester.
Maybe Dale.
Yep.
But everything that's in the table at the bottom of the next slide / background is everything that's available on FOC this coming Monday, September 2nd. Let me go over the rule or the guide that we're going to do. So the way that we're going to do this, if there's stuff that we're going over that you would like to add to your hold slot here at the store, there's going to be 2 key phrases that you're going to type in. One of them is sub, which means that you would like to subscribe to that series and get the issues as they come out on a monthly basis. The other keyword that we want you to use is pull. Pull means that you only want a copy or possibly multiple copies of a single book to show up in your hold slot here at the store. So if you want to try a series out without necessarily committing to getting the next 2 months worth of comics, you can just say pull. For example, Ether, Disappearance of Violent Bell #1, we will only order you a copy of #1. We will not add Ether to your subscription until you tell me to do so. If you read #1 and you like it, then we can add it to your pull and go from there. So those are the 2 keywords that we want you to be aware of and to use when you're chatting in the chat log and all that stuff. You can say sub if you would like a title added to your subscription for your hold slot, or you can say pull and we will just pull you a single or however many copies you tell us to order for you, and that stuff will all be here in your hold slot when you come to pick up. So hopefully that makes sense. If you guys have questions about that, let me know. I kind of went into a little more detail. If you want to hit me with the green screen.
What's your plan for tomorrow? Are you a leader or will you follow? Are you a fighter or will you cower? It's our time. Take back the power. What's your plan?
Taking a trip down FOC Road. Okay. So this is live right now on our website. You can go to hallofjusticecomics.com and click on the blog, and this stuff will be here. As you can see with all of these little things right here, we do a new comics release every week. We do FOC every week. So you can click on this stuff to see what's in stores I try to do that on Monday, sometimes Tuesday. And then we're doing the FOC thing, which we're on right now. But this is live on the website, so you can click on this and read along with us or hang out with us, or we can just listen while we're going over with you. There's 2 paragraphs right here.
Okay.
No, it's this paragraph right here that I just glozed. Is it? No. Okay, so that was the page before I made the edits. Can you hit refresh? Will it refresh on OBS too? There we go, look at that! So this paragraph right here that has everything written out in bold talks about the pull versus sub thing. If you'd like to subscribe, you can comment sub. If you want to pull a copy or multiple copies, you can type pull. And then there's some examples there. Like if you would like, let's say you want to subscribe to Batman Superman, but you only want the variants, you can type sub Batman Superman variants, and we will just put you on the variants for Batman Superman. This is really, it's really only applicable to DC because DC consistently has open to order variants every single month. Every issue that comes out, I mean, that's not absolutely correct, but it's correct more so than with any other publisher. So if, let's say you wanted to subscribe to Immortal Hulk variants, not every issue of Immortal Hulk has an open to order variant. So if that's the case, what will happen is we will put a copy of the main cover into your hold slot when that occurs. So you'll still get a copy of the book. It's just that Marvel doesn't do variants all the time like DC does. The whole reason that we're trying to get you guys on board with this pull versus sub thing, coming out very shortly from Diamond Comics is going to be a program that's called Pullbox. Pullbox is going to be an app that you can use on your phone to do exactly what we're talking you through from your phone. You'll see the list, the table of FOC books that's on Cutoff every Monday, and you can literally click on those books that you would like to add it to your subscription, or you would just like to pull a single copy. So we're trying to get you guys trained in the process so that once we once Pullbox goes live and we bring Pullbox on board, because we're certainly going to do it here at the store, it gives you guys all of those tools from your mobile phone, from your computer, from your tablet, and you don't have to message the store every time you want to add something or drop something or change something or subscribe to something. So it gives you guys all of the power in your hands. And then on the back end, Dom or I, we just have to approve all the subscription editions, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so if they order a 1 in 2,000, it's not going to happen.
So Pullbox isn't going to even show that stuff, which is kind of cool.
That's
And like if you wanted to special order statues, like we have to approve that special order on our end, so that we just don't get a random $400 statue that shows up. And when we call the person who ordered it, they're like, no, I decided that I don't want that. So it's kind of cool because but that's what we're trying to very gradually work towards that process. The software isn't live at Diamond yet. They've done a bunch of beta testing for about the last year and a half. They're very close to making it a live release, and we're chomping at the bit to get a hold of that, just because it's going to be helpful for us, it's going to be helpful for you guys, and that's kind of what like I said, we're trying to train you on how the process is going to work versus the subscriptions and pulls. So hopefully that makes sense.
Does make sense.
All right, good. Okay, so up first, it's a relatively light FOC week this week, which is nice because last week was massive. First up from Dark Horse and in stores on so all this stuff is on cutoff Monday, September 2nd. It's in stores September 25th. The first book that we have up there on the screen is Ether, The Disappearance of Violet Bell. It's #1 of a 5-issue miniseries. This is the 3rd chapter in the Ether story arc. If you missed out on that, we have the trades in stock here at the shop. It's a great story about a guy named Boone Diaz who's a portal jumper. It's like a fantasy adventure, Sherlock Holmes meets Dr. Seuss kind of thing. It's written by the guy who did Mind Management, Matt Kint, who is phenomenal. Art is by David Rubin, who's been doing Black Hammer for a while. So again, this is a 5-issue miniseries called Ether, The Disappearance of Violet Bell, that's out from Dark Horse September 25th. If you would like to subscribe to that so that you get all 5 issues in your hold slot, you can type sub Ether. If you would just like to pull a copy to read it and see what it's all about, you can type pull Ether #1. There are 2 covers available for Ether. The first one at the top there was the main cover by David Rubin. The second cover that's right here is by Paul Azaceta, who's the artist that did Outcast with Robert Kirkman from Image. So 2 covers available for that. Ether, The Disappearance of Violet Bell. Next up from DC and in stores on September 25th, Action Comics 1015. Why is that a big deal? Because of that young lady right there. That is the main cover to Action 1015 by Leo Marquez, the same guy who's doing the interiors for Batman Superman right now. But Naomi is making her debut, I don't want to say in the DC universe, but it kind of is, because her book was technically a part of the Wonder Comics series that Brian Michael Vaughan was overseeing. That's what Wonder Twins, that's what Young Justice kind of all fall under as far as it's
Brian
like
Michael Vaughan or Bendis?
Bendis. Did I say Vaughan?
You said Vaughan.
That sucks because I'm thinking of what's his name, Brian K. Vaughan, Brian Michael Vaughan.
Ah, okay.
I got
I
my wires
usually don't
crossed.
correct
No,
you.
thank you. I'm glad you did. Brian Michael Vaughan. I don't know that it's like Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Stevie Ray Bendis.
Stevie Ray Bendis.
That's his second cousin, twice removed.
Something happened in a plane crash, I think?
Oh, I don't know. Did it?
I don't know.
That's awful. Anyway, so Action 1014 came out this week and features her first, I don't know if that's cameo appearance, I don't know.
They say it's the first cameo in an actual...
In a DC Universe
Right.
book?
Well, in Action Comics is what they said.
Okay. So Action 1015 is her first full appearance in the DC Universe proper. There are 2 covers available. The main cover at the top, cover A, is by, like I said, Leo Marquez. The B cover is by Lucio Perillo, and yeah, it's they're both really good covers. But anyway, Naomi makes her Metropolis debut as the teen hero looks to Superman to help her navigate her unexpected new role as a hero in the DC Universe, hoping to answer the remaining questions about her origin, lineage, and greater purpose on Earth. She not only gets the attention of the Man of Steel, but also the Dark Knight, as Batman takes an interest in her quick rise to prominence. The variant cover by Perillo is going to be on a cardstock, which means that it's going to be $1 more than cover price. I don't know that. Question to you guys who are actually buying these things: does that make a difference to you? I mean, I don't think that we have seen any less sales on the variant covers
But
than
I also
cardstock.
In my opinion, they're training us to sell the more expensive book.
You think so?
We went from a $2.99 book for some DC titles.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Now we're up to $4.99.
Right.
It's like they are increasing it, and they're doing these little things, cardstock.
Right.
Marvel's doing a lot of $10 books.
Yeah.
$7.99,
Yeah.
$12,
Yeah.
$10 books. I think they're training the consumer to pay more for it.
Sure. That's a poll that we should run next time. Like, does the cardstock, is it the art that's selling you? Is it the fact that it's a cardstock? I mean, it's got to be about the art. I think that's 99% of it is the art. And they're smart doing it the way that they're doing it, because they're putting, I don't know if that's a better cover. It's certainly an awesome cover with I think it's a cover that appeals to cover collectors.
Yes.
Who don't care about Naomi or Action Comics, but they're going to pick it up because it's a Perillo cover, and because of that, it's the variant, and it's a cardstock, and it's $1 more. It's interesting. It's an interesting, like, retail psychoanalysis sort of thing. I don't know. I was just curious because, like I said, I've heard chatter from some stores that say they're not ordering variants as much as they have in the past because of the extra $1 and the higher price point. I don't know that we have seen anybody that's passed on the variant because of that.
Yeah.
So
I think they pass on the higher dollar variants.
Sure.
Because of that.
I'm just curious.
But there's nothing. They're putting out more variants that are not worth that $20 price tag or the $50.
Right.
Or some of these 1-in-100s are nothing to write home about.
Absolutely.
They're just pumping them out.
You got to put your best foot forward. I mean, if it's going to command a premium price, you would want to. I would think you'd want your premium art on that piece.
Right.
Who knows?
And maybe that's the way they should do it.
Sure.
Bill it like that.
Right.
Here's your premium artist, 1-in-100s.
Right. Well, Dynamite kind of switched to that because Dynamite used to offer virgin copies of all of their Vampirella, Red Sonja, blah blah blah, that were open to order. Anybody could order them, and they were just cover price. Now, Dynamite has gone to if you want the virgin art germ cover for Vampirella #2, my cost, or the retail cost of that book is $50. So maybe they got wise to it. Dynamite, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
It's interesting. Speaking of cardstock covers, the next one that's going to scroll up on your screen is the Jeff Deckel variant that's going to be a cardstock variant for Batgirl 39, sorry, not 59. I think that, I don't know if they're shaking things up because Middleton's been the variant artist on Batgirl for a very long time.
It's not a good
You don't like
transition,
it?
no.
I think it's a cool cover.
Jason Wells says that he buys variants, it's all about the art.
It's all about the
And
art.
I think that's the way it should be.
Sure.
You want to read the story, you get the main cover. There's main covers that are great too. There's some, more times than not, the main cover is better than the other one.
Yep. So this variant for Batgirl number 39 is by Jeff Deckel. I like it. Dom doesn't like it, so.
I like her face.
You don't like her face? I don't like your face.
I like her face.
I like that she's kicking something that's off camera, off screen. I don't know.
Wow.
And I dig the color contrast because the orange and the
like
blue
the
of the
color
cape
contrast.
just it pops to me.
I like
I
it.
think it's pretty.
Looks like the Broncos.
It looks like the Broncos. Anyway, Batgirl 39 variant by Jeff Deckel. After learning about her offer from Killer Moth, Batgirl's on the case to figure out who's behind the rise of the villains in the DC universe. Meanwhile, the terrible trio has gained full control over Oracle and is forcing her to cater to her every whim. What happens when their puppet decides to cut her strings? Could this be the end of the terrible trio? There you go. So again, if you would like to subscribe to Batgirl so that you get it monthly in your hold slot here at the shop, you can just say sub Batgirl and we'll order you the A covers. If you like the variants, like this one that's on the screen right now, you can say sub Batgirl variants and we will just order the variants for you. If you just want one copy of that for your Jeff Deckel cover art collection, say pull Batgirl variant and we will order you one copy of that for your hold slot. Does that make sense?
Well, that makes
Hopefully
sense.
that makes sense.
I think it makes sense.
I'm trying to get more used to
Got a
the
lot of smart
terminology.
people that got pulls here.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Who read Batman Superman? I know it just came out on Wednesday.
So good.
But yeah, that was one that we were fortunate to read an advanced PDF of. First appearance of Shazam Who Laughs, and ow, there he is, right there on the main cover to issue number 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So for subsequent issues of Batman Superman, number 1 was kind of a monkey wrench because they did an A cover and a B cover and a C cover and a D cover. An A and the B were the connecting half Batman, half Superman.
But they were all cover price.
They were, yeah, oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what I love about DC.
But they've changed that now. They're just doing an A cover and a B cover. So the A cover is the one that's on the top here, which is also by Leo Marquez, featuring the Shazam Who Laughs. The B cover down below here, if you scroll up for me, is by Jerome Pena, who is the artist on 7 to Eternity with Rick Remender. So, and it's pretty cool because I don't know if it was meant to look like Batman is on a gargoyle statue of the Batman Who Laughs, but that's how I interpret that cover.
Oh, yeah.
Because, you know, he's always kind of crouching around on the gargoyles of Gotham City. This gargoyle happens to look like Batman Who Giggles a little. The Batman Who Laughs continues his torment. His plot is bigger than either the Caped Crusader or the Man of Steel realized. Following a showdown with the devious killer's first sentinel, Shazam Who Laughs, the pair has to figure out who else has been targeted for similar transformations. Their first 2 guesses, someone very close to Batman, and the one hero that would make failure nearly impossible, Superman himself, is a target for the Batman Who Laughs infected story arc, right?
Good.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Good stuff.
So there you go. There's your 2 covers for Batman Superman number 1. Next up from IDW. So the Transformers reboot that they have done has been extremely popular. It's been the best-selling Transformers series for us out of the 4 years that we've been around. But they have decided to it drives me crazy because their Transformers used to be bi-monthly. It used to come at 2 issues a month. They decided to cut it back to just monthly, but now they're releasing a second title. So it's still bi-monthly. Thanks IDW for that. However, this new series, this new series, Transformers Galaxies, a new ongoing series. Cybertron, you know, before it was decimated after the war against the Threefold Spark, the Constructicons emerged to help rebuild it grander and more amazing than ever before. But where are the Constructicons now, and why have they been erased from Cybertron's history, and what are they planning to do about it? So this series follows the Constructicons in a story arc called Constructicons Rising, Star Wars Galaxy #1, and new ongoing series. So
that sounds cool. Actually.
Yeah, I think so too.
I dig the Constructicons.
We will probably automatically subscribe everybody who is on the regular Transformers series to Transformers Galaxies. If you're not on regular Transformers, that's cool. If you would like to be added to Galaxies, you can type sub Transformers Galaxies. If you just want to pull a copy of #1 to read it and see what's going on with the Constructicons, pull Transformers Galaxies #1, and we will have a copy waiting for you in your hold slot. So, kind of cool, something different. So this next one from Image, I actually read the entire first issue last night while I was typing this up, and I read the first half of issue #2 as a PDF also last night and partly this morning. This is Safe Sex #1, or SFSX, because I guess they're abbreviating it.
So it does not as.
So it's not as.
Out there.
Yeah, as.
It doesn't really draw too much focus.
Yeah. So this is a crazy story. It's basically set in a weird kind of dystopian future where the act of sexual intercourse is something that is tracked by the government, which is terrifying. And
you maybe.
So there are clubs that exist in this comic book in the future where people go to have intercourse and, you know, express their sexual
They have those
issues.
here.
Well,
We have them now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're called Ho House.
Horror.
I can't say that word.
No, not that one.
I can't say it live. So Ho House.
But this is apparently this is written by Notorious Kink Writer. What kind of? I need to look into. I don't know what that. I don't know. Notorious Kink writer Tina Horn teams. Oh God, I can't
find this woman.
Teams up with artist Michael Dowling for SFSX, Safe Sex, a social thriller about sex, love, and torture that reads like Sex Criminals in Gilead crossed with Ocean's 8 with a Sunstone twist. Yeah, Dom's
up.
gives it a thumbs up. So, in a draconian America where sexuality is bureaucratized and policed, a group of queer sex workers keep the magic alive in an underground club called the Dirty Mind.
Ooh.
Using their bondage skills, they resolve to infiltrate the mysterious government pleasure center, free their friends, and fight the power.
Public Enemy, baby.
It's freaking awesome. Like I got to read issue number 1 as a PDF last night. I'm halfway through issue 2. The main character, so the story opens. These police are raiding the the Dirty Mind Club, and the main character and her husband flee, and they don't get caught by the police, and they try to transition into a normal, regular relationship. They get married. They have to log the intercourse that they have and provide that stuff to the government. Yeah, I know, right? Like they have like they're like Fitbits that say, all right, you had intercourse today. You need to make sure you file your paperwork, and if you don't, the police will come break your door down. And they're trying to get money together so they can leave San Francisco and get somewhere that's more open and positive and all that sort of stuff. So it's a great story. Issue number 1, the main cover right there is by Tula Latte, who I have a crush on. I got to meet
I
in
can
San
find a
Diego.
picture of this Tula Latte.
I'll show you.
I like to drink some of that.
I'll show you. Great series. It's a new Image number 1. So if you're interested in safe sex or SFSX, you can comment, subscribe if you'd like to get it on your hold slot, or pull if you just want to grab a copy of number 1 to read it. Pull safe sex. That just sounds weird, but it's a good read. From Marvel's got a lot of one-shots on FOC this week. There's also your standard. There's Absolute Carnage this and House of X, Powers of 10 that. We're not going into that stuff in depth because the series is already out. Everybody knows about it. If you would like to know more about the covers that are available, I'll show you the code that you can Google to figure out what things look like. But this one right here is pretty cool. On September 25th, Avengers Loki Unleashed number 1. Just a one-shot, written by Roger Stern, who returns to his era of Avengers, featuring bearded Thor, and you've got Monica Rambeau, Captain Marvel, and kind of classic-looking Loki, with Ron Lim doing the artwork. So this is a total throwback for folks who are fans of the Avengers. The siege of Avengers Mansion is over, and the Avengers are battered and in disarray. It's the worst time of all for Loki to discover a new source of mystic energies, and one that connects to another classic villain, and that will have dire consequences for all of reality unless those Avengers who remain standing are able to intercede. So, Avengers Loki Unleashed, just a one-shot. I can't subscribe you to this. If you would like to order a copy, please type pull Avengers Loki Unleashed, and we'll make sure we have a copy for you in your hold slot here at the store. Next is another one-shot. If you scroll down a little bit, this one is really cool. Legendary creators Chris Claremont and Bill Sienkiewicz return to the New Mutants. This is New Mutants War Children number 1, also just a one-shot. They reunite with Magic, Wolfsbane, Cannonball, Cypher, Mirage, Karma, and Sunspot to share this never-before-told story of the New Mutants' past. When Warlock experiences a nightmare, he begins going haywire, and it's up to his friends to save him. But as Warlock grows more frenzied, they should be worrying about being able to save themselves, and doubly so when Magic's inner demon Darkchild threatens to break free, with a special guest appearance by none other than Kitty Pryde. This is relevant because New Mutants is one of the titles that's going to be relaunched after House and Powers are over. There's 6 titles total: X-Men, Marauders, Excalibur, New Mutants, X-Force, and was it Fallen Angels?
Yes.
I think those are the
Fallen
6. So
Good job, John.
thank you very much.
There's only one person that can draw Warlock.
Yeah, and that is Sienkiewicz, man. He's doing the interior art for this. Like, he's not... Sienkiewicz has kind of transitioned to a cover artist. That's what he does anymore. But he got his start doing interiors, and he's returning to New Mutants for this one-shot called War Children. So again, not something that we can add to your subscription because it's just a one-shot. If you would like to order a copy, please type pull New Mutants War Children, and we'll make sure we have a copy set aside for you. In the same vein, if you want to scroll me down a little bit, we've got the next of the Marvel facsimile editions, and we're beating a dead horse, one of those flaming horses that's right there on the cover.
That's right.
Facsimile editions are exact reprints of the original comic book, from the cover to the letter column to the ads that are in the book. It's all, instead of being on newsprint, it's all on nice glossy paper. So if you ever wanted to read about the first appearance of the Son of Satan, here is your chance. Marvel Spotlight number 12.
Or you can just write me.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, my email is
you can talk to Dom.
F1@gmail.com.
There you go. Son of Satan. You can interview him. You can talk about his dieting habits. Ask him how he likes his air fryer. All of that sort of stuff with Dom Pacheco.
That's right.
Facsimile edition, Marvel Spotlight 12, Son of Satan. There you go, Damian Hellstrom. I don't know why they're doing this. You think that's...
They're leading up to something because they've been pushing this a lot.
Yeah. I wonder if this is going to be...
They do this a lot in the facsimiles and in the True Believers. They start pumping this stuff and then characters show up in the MCU or TV or
that are relevant to this. So
they're doing something.
There you go. First appearance of Damian Hellstrom. Next, also in the same kind of weird, magical, creepy, kind of Marvel Edge of the Universe. Is that what? I don't know. They're not the A game. They're not the B game. They're the Swamp Thing and the Man Thing and the
Justice League Dark.
That's right. We've got Strike Force. Strike Force number 1 from the dark minds of Rising Stars, Teenie Howard and German Peralta, comes a tale of the underside. There you go, the underside of the Marvel Universe. A new threat is secretly taking over the planet, and more people who know about it, the more powerful the threat becomes. Blade dealt with this threat once before and hoped to never have to again. He can't bring the Avengers in on this, not just for their own safety, but the safety of everyone on Earth. So Blade has to recruit a team of heroes accustomed to darkness. I like that. Accustomed to darkness. A strike force. Blade, Angela, Dominic Pacheco, Spider-Woman, Wiccan, Winter Soldier, Monica Rambeau, Damian Hellstrom join forces to fight the fight that no other Marvel team can take on. Strike Force number 1 in stores September 25th. That's why Son of Satan's.
Yeah, that's why Son of Satan.
That's interesting. So there you go. If you would like to subscribe to that, you can type sub Strike Force and we'll get you all of the issues until the series is canceled or moves on to something else. If you would just like to pull issue number 1 to read it and see if you enjoy it, you can type pull Strike Force. The main cover that's up there on the screen is by Andrea Sorrentino. It sounds fun. Like
I can hear Wesley Snipes turning over the Winter Soldier. You think that's tactical?
You see these stakes in my thigh pockets? You got any stakes hidden in that metal arm, sir?
Go down?
Yeah, let's go to the next one. All right, so from Boom Studios, I don't know if this is out yet. I know that it has been on the back cover of everything that has come out the last 2 weeks from DC, and I think I don't know if it was on the back of the Marvel books or not. Jim Henson's Dark Crystal has returned to Netflix for a complete new series called...
I saw somebody say last night they're getting ready to watch it. So I think it's on.
It must have just gone live.
Yeah.
So this series is called Jim Henson Dark Crystal Age of Resistance number 1. It is an official prequel to the new Netflix series. So you can go back to another world, another time before the Age of Wonder. The Skeksis ran over Thra, but there are distant echoes of rebellion. Gefling and unlikely heroes emerge to champion what is good and just, but their paths to legend started long ago. Epic tales of adventure, magic, and mystery send us back in time to the Age of Resistance to witness the untold histories that forged these protectors of Thra. So that's the main cover right there on the very, very top. This cover is going to be a connecting cover for the rest of the series. I don't know that it is a mini-series. Nothing that I've read has said that it's a mini, so I don't know if it's an ongoing, but cover A at the top, fully orderable. Cover B is the connecting cover, also fully orderable. If you would like to subscribe to that, to the regular cover, the variant cover, type sub Dark Crystal main or sub Dark Crystal B, and if you'd just like to get a copy of either one of those, we'll get you one ordered as long as you comment pull Dark Crystal A or B. So
John Krasinski said it came out today.
It came out today. Yeah. Cool, very cool.
I saw somebody posting it.
Nice.
Moving on?
Yeah, moving on. Next, from Vault Comics and in stores on September 25th is The Plot, number 1. In order to receive, first you must give, Dom. Those are words to live by right there. In order to receive, first you must give. When Chase Blaine's estranged brother and sister-in-law are murdered, he becomes guardian to Mackenzie and Zach, the niece and nephew he hardly knows. Seeking stability for the children, Chase moves his newly formed family to his ancestral home in Cape Augusta, which overlooks a deep black bogland teeming with family secrets. Teeming, and apparently dead bodies also. So
We should do a poll for that one. What exactly is teeming? How much is that?
filled.
Is that a lot?
Oh, is there like there's a number?
Is there a
like
number?
75? Like teaming is 75 secrets. So the plot is a new kind of horror mystery thing from Vault Comics. Vault only does sci-fi and sci-fi horror stuff. That's all they do. Like that is their specialty. That is their piece de resistance.
That's cool.
So if you dig sci-fi, if you dig horror, sci-fi horror, all that sort of stuff, you might check out any of these random titles from Vault because they're killing it. They've got some great stuff coming out. The plot. So the other thing that Vault does is they always release 2 covers. They have a main cover. This one actually has 3 covers. They do a main cover and then they do a throwback cover, which is generally a cover swipe to something very classic. They had one that was a swipe to Saga number 2. They've done adventure comics. They've done a bunch of different stuff. This is pretty badass though. The plot number 1, if you scroll down just a tick, the throwback cover that they're doing is a parody of House of Secrets '92, which is the first appearance of Swamp Thing. So, and if you look at this little bar right here up close, they're calling it the Vault Vintage cover, honoring Bernie Wrightson right there, which is pretty badass.
That's cool.
It is cool. It's neat to see them, giving credit to people that may have been pioneers, that are pioneers, that were pioneers. So, vintage cover. Cover swipe by House of Secrets '92. If you scroll down, there's one more that is technically cover C, which is that one right there.
That's pretty creepy.
Yeah, that is really cool. I love the whole like the bog mummies that existed in Scotland and Ireland. People that fell into bogs and were mummified because of all the bacteria and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that's going to be a center of the plot from Vault. Next up from Vault, we have Relics of Youth #1. Nat Rodriguez keeps dreaming of an island. Soon the dreams become waking visions. Alone and concerned, Nat manages to locate other teenagers across the globe who share her intense obsession with the unmapped enclave. And then the strangest part. Every one of them wakes up one morning with a mysterious tattoo that only the 6 of them can see. Now each of them knows that no matter the obstacles in their way, they must discover this unknown paradise. So again, kind of a weird sci-fi fantasy sort of thing from the folks at Vault. Main cover is right there on the top. Their Vault Vintage cover is a cover swipe to Deadly Class #1 by Wes Craig. If you scroll down, that's the blue cover right there. So main cover up at the tip top. This is the Vault Vintage cover that's a swipe of Deadly Class #1. If you'd like to subscribe to it, sub Relics of Youth. If you would just like to pull a copy, whether it's cover A or cover B, pull Relics of Youth A or B, and we will get that set up for you on your hold slot. And last but not least, see, I told you it was a short week this week.
Yeah, it was really.
Bloodshot #1. I don't know that there has been another character that has been rebooted as many times as Bloodshot, but this is from the fine folks at Valiant, in stores on September 25th. The release of this new series, this new Bloodshot series, is designed to tie into the release of the Bloodshot movie that's coming up. And I think Vin Diesel is playing Bloodshot in the movie. So, you not a fan? I am Bloodshot. That's what he's going to say the whole time. I am Bloodshot. You don't like Vin Diesel?
He's okay.
Huh. Don doesn't like Vin Diesel. What was your email address again, Dom? So you can direct your complaints towards...
I hate everybody at dynamite.com.
Bloodshot #1 is back with a few new thrilling tricks up his sleeve. No amount of high-octane explosions can keep Bloodshot from completing his new mission. Who is the mysterious Black Bar, and what do they want with Bloodshot? So this is the main cover right here by... Oh, that one right there. No, that's good.
We'll get it right.
By Declan Shalvey. Cover B, now if you want to roll up, that is cover B right there by Mr. Dave Johnson.
That's pretty cool.
Cover C, I don't remember who cover C is by, but that's pretty cool too. And cover D, the last one with black and white and red all over. It's not a newspaper, it's Bloodshot by Mr. John Boy Myers, right there, knocking it out of the park. So If you would like that on your subscription, it's written by Tim Seeley. The interior artwork is by Brett Booth. This thing is going to be absolutely beautiful. You can type sub Bloodshot, and you can choose your cover, A, B, C, or D. Or if you just like to pull one of those 4 covers, you can type pull Bloodshot #1, A, B, C, or D, and we will get that ordered for you for your hold slot. Last but certainly not least, we have the list. That's the list right here. Starting from the top and going all the way down to the bottom, you have individual item codes right here, that guy right there, tied to a title of a comic book, and then on the far right, you've got the publisher vendor name. So you can let's go to the top for just so we can go over. July 191379 is the item code for Harold Lovecraft and Tesla Bundles of Joy #2, published by Action Lab Entertainment. If you would like to see what that cover looks like, because we haven't had a chance to sit down and figure out how to do all the HTML coding to get this stuff to link to Diamond, you can just copy that item code, that JUL 191379, throw that in your internet browser, and it's actually going to take you to the Previews website, which has a full description for that book. It's going to have the covers for that book and tell you a little more about when it's released and all that sort of stuff. So this is what's very, very helpful. I know we've had 2 people last week that were asking about House of X or Powers of 10 variants. So if we scroll down to where we get to Marvel, all you need is the item code. Like if you literally just copy that item code right there.
Okay, copy the item code.
Copy the item code. Just drop that right in. There you go. Exactly. Pow. If you click on that very first link at the top, that is the item code. That takes you to the Previews website that's got the image right here for Harold Lovecraft and Tesla. What is it? What did I say it was? Bundles of Joy #2, published by Action Lab. So you've got a synopsis up there in the corner, suggested retail price. It's got the FOC date. It's got all of that stuff. Previewsworld.com is basically the consumer-facing side of Diamond Comics. So familiarize yourself with Previews World. This is also going to be one of the avenues that you can manage Pullbox for your subscription through. But it's a cool tool that you have access to look up things that are coming out, things that you might be interested in ordering. Basically, that entire giant Previews catalog that we hand out to people is all digital here for everybody to have access to. So let's go back to, can you go back to the blog post? And we'll scroll down to, here's the caveat to this, okay? Diamond requires that the publishers have all of the images for FOC items up on their website by the end of day today on Friday. So some of this stuff may not be updated, but if we scroll down, let's get to Marvel and let's go to okay, Powers of 10 #5 is on FOC on Monday from Marvel Comics. So if you grab Powers of 10, let's say
Huddleston's the 1 in 10, right?
It is correct. Let's do the Nakayama connecting cover, the one that's right there. Yeah. So copy that sucker right there.
Copy it.
Copy that.
We're gonna search Google.
Search Google for it. That very, very top line item. Bam, there it is. So there's the Powers of 10 #5, David Nakayama connecting variant. Yeah, and it's going to be Savage Land. It ties into that's Powers, right? Powers of 10. Powers of 10-5. That connects with House of X #5 to make a kind of Savage Land 2-issue connecting cover set. It's a killer cover. So.
Yeah.
If you guys have questions about any of that, feel free to reach out to us. But use that tool, use that table that we presented there for you at the end of the FOC post, and go look through some of that stuff. If there's anything that you're interested in ordering, remember the keywords are sub if you'd like to add it to your subscription here at the store, at which we will pull the rest of the books for you, or pull if you just want a single copy or multiple copies of that particular cover. And we will have that in your hold slot here at the store for you. So that's it. That's all I have for you this week. Like I said, it's kind of a light FOC week. But you guys, if you have questions about anything, reach out to us. If you like any of the stuff that you saw, you can comment on this video. You can comment on the post that's on Facebook right now. And then make sure you check out the YouTube channel. If you didn't get a chance to watch this when we were live, I don't know, it's weird saying it because they're going to be watching it, but we
Yeah.
have a YouTube channel that's going to
I'll do
archive
another
all
link
this stuff.
to the YouTube thing.
Perfect, so that you can watch it later on. Orders are due Monday, September 2nd, 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If it's after that, nothing is guaranteed, so please let us know before that deadline so that we can get you whatever it is that you want. And with that, I'm John.
I'm Dom.
Have a great weekend, guys. Be safe. It's Labor Day. Have fun on Monday. We are going to be closed on Monday. I'll make a post about that coming up this weekend as well. So enjoy time with family and friends or yourself. So
Or yourself.
or yourself.
All right. Take care,
See you guys. Have a great night.